Video senior, was a senior, but in my way, address, oh, see, what is here, your address, lawyer, see, I don't want to go away, address, oh, see, I don't see, I don't lawyer, see, I don't address, oh, address, lawyer, see, I don't address, oh,
From the West African nation of Cote d'Ivoire, Liberia Public Radio and Television present Business Diary. This program focuses on the activities of business institutions and individuals in society.
I'm Jeremiah Sawu Senior, CEO of All Nation Bank. We have been very good to have this business established here. We are 1 year since we opened here in Anono. There have been few challenges here that have faced in this country, and that is all about the language. But here instead, I refuse to be deterred. I refuse to be discouraged. I open a business and things have been fine.
My name is Mercy Wangarilanga. I am a finance officer working for an international organization. I have a master's degree in business administration. So today I'd like to take the opportunity to talk to you about the COVID pandemic and how it has affected the business sector in terms of me working in an organization, an international organization.
Don't miss out. Be my guest. It's coming soon on
Do you want to share your events with the world? Why not contact us? We are Liberia Public Radio, LPR. We are the specialists in advertisements, commercials, radio and TV services. We have the professionals that can help you sell your products and provide live coverage of all events such as weddings, conventions, graduations, reunions, anniversaries, sports, birthdays, baby showers, religious activities, funerals, and many more. Take your phone right now and call any of the following numbers: 682-433-8802, 267-648-6089, 484-786-3337, or 916-533-2048. Our customer service representatives are waiting to take your calls and give you the needed assistance. It is LPR, the home of excellent media services, and your friends in business.
Good evening, good evening, good evening. Welcome, good evening, The king, the owner of the microphone is here. Your liberties that have been seized for the past days and nights from the hands of those who always disadvantage ordinary Liberians because of their refusal to take side, to take a holistic approach to issue. It's been restored. You will have the right to speak as a Liberian, your opinions, your views, as long as done in a civil context. But it is unacceptable to have those who sit behind the microphone and try to censor voices of Liberians because of their own political view. That's the consequential society that we have. The media is also part of the problem of what is going on. And that's why you see the proliferations and every and each one is supporting or backing his or her own alligator because of their political attachment. They do not want to hear what you have in mind as a Liberian. They identify phone numbers when you're about to call. This is now one of us. He is now with us. She is not part of us. So they create an artificial scenario, thereby is meant purposely to sanction your voice. we understand that that's the society we have. It is not only politicians, radio talk show hosts, commentators, political pundits. Their surrogate all tie into this and create all of these unnecessary drama that we are having. So the interpretations of each, everything is within them own confine. They restrict your movement. And freedom of speech is one of the basic things as mankind, as any human being. But here we are today, only very few people gave you the opportunity. It's glaring. And sadly, they have their supporters. They have their surrogates who allow and condone those sort of behavior. Now, what would we then say if politicians, those in authorities, those policy makers, those decision makers, how can we then question the authenticities of those people when the media is become very restrictive? They don't like certain voices because you are not on board, because you have a second opinion, because you have a view contrary to their opinion. When they talk, it must be 8 and only 8. But forgetting to know, when we are having this national conversation, it's about a sovereign nation. It's about the country called Republic of Liberia. So each and every one must have a say. And this is why they have created these giant outlets. I was saying how things falling apart because of their differences. They're doing it, they did it because of political purposes. It's not for you. But you guys do not listen to me. Liberian people is not for Liberian people. They are doing it for themselves. They are sowing the seed at the ends of the time and then to the reap. But then when things fall apart, then they go ballistic, then they go bitter, then they get nasty, then they start calling names. But what they didn't do for you and myself to create an open conversation, thereby we will be able to make an informed decisions. They manipulated the system. They play it around the microphone. They become the fixer for these politicians. Even though some of them claimed not to know the identity of these people. That's kind of weird. Why should you then propagate an agenda for someone that you claim you do not know? So when the going gets tough and the tough gets going, then they remove themselves from the crime scene. And then they begin to make the argument. I told you, I do not know them, they do not know me. So how can you incite yourself into this national discourse and you put your life on the line for them? So then who are you then? Who do you represent? The media of today and that of yesterday, and it's all over. It's not within the Liberian society itself, right here in the U.S. The big years and modern democracy of the world, we've seen the diversity of how the conversations of national issue are being shifted. But it is not with you to put on that cap of nationalistic attitude or as a Liberian. We're going to restrict this conversation here a little more here. Because I'm sick and tired of these talking heads. They say it one today, the next day they come to walk back. They are soothsayers. They claim to be the fortune teller. Oh, this will happen, that will happen. I'm a specialist in speculation. They build false hope in you. We must have this national conversation. agree and disagree, but in an honest fashion, by allowing each and everyone to participate in the process, not to select few and listen to few. People, they become judgmental in their analysis. They don't want to hear your voice. They claim to be honest. They say they are talking for you. How many positions have they not taken in the past? One day they were CDC, another day with the Unity Party. When the door closes on them, they come back to CDC. Then they become the advocates of the world and say, we are doing it for the Liberian people. I tell you right now, they are doing it for themselves. It's a long-term investment. Why would somebody just sit and talk and talk and talk? And we know who they are. They do not have the integrity. They are not honest. They flip-flop. They badmouth one candidate yesterday. One is the good one. When they turn to that, when things go, when the trains, when the boats derail, they come back, they walk back, and they become the fixer and say, knowing what I know now. That's the kind of excuse they always find, knowing what I know. You knew it, but you were deliberate in your actions, or you were politically correct. Now, no accommodation, and you come back to tell us, and I said that nobody talk for me. I can talk for myself. I can talk for myself. We'll be civil, we'll be very respectful in the discourse, but we must be honest. And I've said that the media is not a resistant force or institutions against the government. We are not for, we are not against, but we in that gap as a conduit with the ordinary citizens, ordinary people, folks, exchange of information and just tell them to be able to make honest decision. But the politicians, capital, finances, has managed to infiltrate the media industry into this world. And so the media itself is heavily compromised. They don't like to hear that when I say it. We have a different versions of their idea, what they claim is right. Why will you just arbitrarily usher yourself in when I'm in charge of this night? When you have your tabata all over the place with the bishop, the clergy, and all of that, I was at peace. I listened to your analysis, and I respect that. So why would you want to sneak yourself in here? Who the catfits led them to wear a? I am Alfonso Zienso, the lead anchor of the Liberia Public Radio and LPR-TV. We are here, and I want to say this in this public manner. We sincerely apologize to those of you voices, opinions, views lack up. LPR is a network of all. You can even critique us. I'm not like one of those who look at the trail to see who praises me, who say I'm good, I'm bad. I'm not one of the, I'm not a favor of that. But there are some here who just watch the trail and to see who their people and they give their bullhorn. Come. This night is not going good for me. Let's take a break and I will be right back. In tonight's edition, Friday. By the way, tomorrow is my boy's. It's a graduation party, and he gave me a special message to his uncle, the most liberal progressive on this network. I am Afonso Zienso. The conversation is about to get underway. I will be right back.
Uma twaga nimetia vuza vera zabazo kono kono gobo maga uwilu ni tupage nimetia nitabazo udamaga ni napage ni napage twaga nuva go unazu ga wose ga nuwara ada yuva ma ama no teni no ago koni tena no ago koni gada gali zira karawizo gaka na kawara gaka no gali zika karawizo ka no nuva go na ga ya zi na dasi giziga was adisi adabra wara na go na adaka aka was evana wa magalizo vozazo my yo abana ma nuva yo abana na adapa.
Taking you to Lofa County, that's a diversity of this network. All voices, all ethnic, whatever sectional group, they are welcome. Let's get a ball started. The most liberal on this network, Samson Brown Tour from Saxton, Sacramento, is here this evening. We want to do a retrospective of some of the things that happens during the week, whether you are talking about it, you are not talking about it. I have my own version. I have my say. And you're going to be on this one, and we can talk about it. And of course, as usual, once you are here, we give you the ability to control, to put your own narrative. Let me bring in the Liberal Progressive of the Liberal Public Radio host conversation with the Samson Tour, the most liberal on this network. Let's get a ball rolling here. The Liberal Progressive, good evening. Thank you so much. You proxy my affairs. You sat in for me. Whether you call my name, you didn't call my name. That is okay. Whether some of my fans were alienated in the process because of their views, their opinions against you, that is okay. You are forgiven. Let's have the conversation going. Good evening. So welcome to the show.
Thank you, Mr. So you don't have a fan yet. You abandon your fan, and they came running to me, and I certified that the people that breakable and they like of Aaron Blopper and whatever the Connecticut submarine guy his name is. These are your fans. You can have them, but the real fan that you had there with me now. Let me just say that. So again, on a very serious note. I want to thank you very much for coming again. I know you've been very busy trying to take care of things, and what you told me this afternoon, bro, really joyed to my spirit, to be honest. That we having spent all that money, the people Liberia trick us. They give us away on the internet situation, but through your hard work, we now have a good internet service where we don't necessarily need to be anywhere with around tower. You will still got services, and I really appreciate that. Thank you very much. And that's how your leadership has always been. We appreciate it, and we'll do whatever we can here. The board is talking about the organizational issue. It has nothing to do with right now. I'm speaking on the board issue. The board chair is talking right now. Because the other board chair come back to Liberia. So I'm back in the saddle. Let me finish.
Hold on 1 second. Let me have your attention. You had a whole week here, and you was rumblings, moving.
Mr. So let me make my statement.
Hold on. It's not important to me right now. That's not important to the audience. What is important for us to get on the issue?
You are not
amount.
What you say? I'm the board chair. I'm the board chair.
I'm not saying you're the board chair, but I just want to tell you, no amount of praise or whatever.
I'm not praising you. I'm just saying. Okay. I'm just saying, based on your leadership, we are getting some good work going. It's not to praise you. It's not to. You have to do it. You have to do it because you are the old CEO of the network. So it is your responsibility to do it. And I want to bring that up. But you're not going to intimidate me. You're not going to intimidate me because first of all, you started saying I was here trying to exercise your audience and your fan and what have you. The very fan you abandoned, and the liberal came and helped them out. Make sure they were taking their talent on day in, day out while you were not here. Then they respect me for that. But let me make my point. So because of you, we not have an internet service in Liberia, well, we don't necessarily have to be around tower. All I'm going to say is we're here to support your leadership. Whatever it is that you want us to do, we will do so as well. Thank you very much. Now let's start the show, Mr. Soul. You're not here to just be
Oh,
kumbaya. Yes, I'm not doing it because of kumbaya. I'm just pointing it out because it's your job. As a CEO of this company, it's your job. We elected you, we made you, and we're paying you for that. So please, let's go ahead. The guru is here.
I understand where you're coming from. This action tonight, what you have exhibited is a complete actions of like guilt, actions of what sort of word I should use? And we're going to redeem you. Like I said, no amount of whatever you're going to do here tonight. Let's get to the issue. That's what Liberians are interested in. Libra, thank you so much and good to have you here. Let's want to welcome our viewers and listeners across the globe. Thank you for sharing your evening. I can publicly tell you your civil liberties, your rights to express freedom, which is a cardinal as a human being, is restored as long we are in charge of this program tonight. No voice, no telephone number is going to be sanctioned. So I'm not going to be looking to in the face of the phone to see which number calling, which number, oh, this person calling again. That's not what I'm going to do. Let's have a conversation. A lot unfolded during the week. We are still in the middle of the week. I never had the opportunity to have this sort of conversation. But what is that?
My Esther, good evening to you too. Jesus.
What
Rescue
you-
1 calling Rescue 2. My Esther now come. Rescue 2, please show up. Please show up.
What, you calling for help?
No, I said my Esther not show up. So Rescue 2 need
No,
to
but
show up.
Mrs. Fedris is always here. So why were you? You see, you this sort of stereotype attitude is just all in you. You call Breakable Knee, you call Aaron name, but you refuse to call Clarence name. Your guy, Clarence, you refuse to call his name. Why can't you call his name as well? Why these people have done that?
Rescue 3. What is your question? Let's start the show. What's your question? Where are we?
Well, bring me up to speed. I know.
Well, okay, I will help you up. I will help you up. The president.
Yeah.
The president came
Okay,
to visit.
let me take the lead.
You don't want me to brief you? You don't want to brief, because I'm getting ready to brief you.
You're not going to provide any good briefing. But look, on a serious note, the president visit was very good. Since I sent, look at Chitama Tamakame. I sent the link, everybody. Okay, hold on, let me see if you don't have it. Yeah, you don't have it. All of y'all liberal people, I don't even trust. Nowadays, I don't even trust anybody. I'll do my one messenger thing because all of you guys, I'm sending it again, Mr. Goyat. The president visit was the visit is over. The president is back in the country, which is good. Just hold on one second. I'm trying to get this link to say. I sent that to everybody. Okay, but please check again. A lot of conversation being ongoing, the debate with Isaac Doe and that of Martin Colley debate and all of that. I came in the president visit. Now listen to you, you and your Terry have your own world sort of conversation. But I think one of the things, you see, you guys who are chief surrogate for the president, he's our president. I want the president to succeed. But sometimes you're in your feelings and you're missing key points. So you wrongly interpret, you do not really. And I don't think President Boyka is listening to you either because you just a horrible guy. But I think overall, the president, the visit was good. It was he represented the country. I am not surprised of the attitude of Donald Trump. Donald Trump will forever remain Donald Trump in his own world. Donald Trump knows how to manipulate. He bullied people. He get a way of kind of like Morgans and all of that. I am just upset because for he to look at a sitting president, and that's why you guys, you're fit to mention that. I think what he did was very condescending. President Boyka is the president of a sovereign nation. Trust me, Bill Clinton would have said that to President Boyka. Joe Biden would have said that to President Boyka. Barack Obama wouldn't. But Donald Trump is just a Donald Trump. Every occasion that he has, he makes sure that he get a greater chunk takeaway so that he will be the center of the news. And he loves being in the news. To have asked the president that. But something very important the president mentioned. And he was speaking directly to the president so that the president he can create that connection. You guys were unable to make that connection. The president said he tapped into Donald Trump's playbook. He said, I agree with you in that you want to make America great again. That was a clever strategy because this is the guy, dude. That's who he is. He just loves for people to surrender to him. You know, but that was a good thing. But one of the things that I kind of scratched my hair for to say so. He is a president. The president is a president. I think that was just over the top. That's my opinion. That's my view. I stand on that. What is God? What is that?
Chief Advisor to the President on Tabula Rasa Affairs and Buccaneers on contradictions. You see on the email,
so we were in that you're coming with enough is enough. Yeah. So overall, but what is important now? I hope, and I said that here the other day. The reason when you see national leaders, the president when they travel, is just not because they want to fill the plane or because it's a charter plane. The president did make a strategic decision on who to travel with the sole purpose to kind of do some sort of witnessing to connect with their counterpart. I hope besides that, even though it was a kind of short meetings or whatever days, or I don't know, I can't remember how long he stays, but I hope some other conversation were held off camera at the soonest time that we would be able to know. They shouldn't just go to bed and allow people, as Samson told and his folks, to come and speculate. Oh, the president do this. They want to. I don't want to hear that crap. I don't want to hear that crap. I will want to hear from the Ministry of Information, the Presidential Press Secretary, to tell the Liberian people, to tell them exactly the end result of this conference. But I can tell you the president, his presentation, he tapped into Donald Trump's favor. Remember during the last time before you guys come in, I believe, was that the last time where he was sitting in his cabinet, and you were asking who likes him, who this and that. So President Joseph Boyka, whoever inserted that to say it, he support his idea of making America great again. He's literally telling you, in as much you want to make America great again, Mr. President, make Liberia great as well. But I'm waiting. The media is over. The president is back home. Thank God the president's delegations arrived safely. The next thing we want to see them facing the microphone. If there was anything, or if detail to come, they shouldn't just go to bed. If there's any form of communicate, we hope to let them know, because sometimes people holding out with information. That's why you want to see these conspiracies and all other information coming out. Sister Goya, good to have you. To welcome. I'm not sure you were part of the liberal and his group. It was just horrible. The guy, they not allow people to take phone calls. He and Terry were preaching from whatever scripture, the book that is not in any of the books in the Bible, but liberal say that's okay. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, no, it's good to be on. No, I wasn't a part of it, but I think it was. I hope it was great. I got stuck at the Lufa-Nimba border on the St. John River, so it was difficult to cross because we had.
Why do you mean by you got? Where you come from with St. John? Where? What are you talking about?
Your deputy minister said Lufa and Nimba can't share one come on border.
I know that. I know where you're going. And we're going to talk about later of that debate or whatever. I monitor it as well. But liberal high own way that people should. So let me just tell you here, in as much we come here, we have this national conversation. Every other network has the right to discuss what we talk about. If you don't want us to talk about it, keep it to yourself. Even if you go on your public or on your private page, as long as the name Liberia is mentioned, you are talking about country. Let's have a conversation.
So thank you, Mr. So I will say this here on your show. I've been saying it for the last 2-3 nights. President Trump genuinely like President Barker. President Trump is not the type of those of us that have been following him for some time now. He's not a kind of person that will play around. He doesn't joke around. And for him to look at President Barker and make those statements, he has already taken like into President Barker, I believe. Another thing I'm going to say here, speculation, but I'm best at it. I'm one of the best on this platform at speculating. President Trump will be invited to Liberia, and President Trump will be glad to take that invitation to go to Liberia. And then when he comes by, you see how much success President Barker will have with the Trump administration. President Trump behavior, our father of the nation, doesn't talk much. People say he's slow, but he doesn't take mess either. He tells you exactly what it is. These people that are going around, the mess say, yes, sir. This is what I've been saying from day one since President Barker came to office. He has the ability to merge the culture into whatever book he knows. And that's why he's so good. In the culture, when you are speaking to somebody, not because you're sitting your president, by him using the word, yes, sir. First of all, he went to school in Freetown. That's the first thing. The people say, yes, sir. He does not rule like many of the Liberian so-called whoever. No, he's not like that. He's very respectful. And by using that word, yes, sir, does not mean submission. The people around, the rude people around here need to understand it. President Barker is well disciplined. President Barker is well learned. And once he recognized that President Trump, who is making this statement on the public stage where billions of people are watching and will be listening to it, you want him to come and act rude? You want him to come and be disrespectful? Is that going to be helpful to your country?
That's not what I said.
No, I'm not saying. I'm talking about those people who've been saying all these. Let me make my point. The people been saying no nyama nyama thing. They got nothing else but talk. Nyama nyama. I'm here to straighten them up. President Barker is disciplined. President Barker carry the cultures that we all have in us. Those days, I said those days when you're talking to old people, you bang your head down. You dare look in the old person's face to talk to him. That's a form of disrespect. I'm not saying President Trump is older than Barker, but when you use the word yes, sir, that's the form of just respectfulness. Please spare me.
Okay, let me bring this.
Can I say something about this whole sir, much ado about nothing, and like we will say in democratic circles, there is no there. You know, when, and this is where I think our democracy is struggling. When an opposition cannot find anything logical to argue about, and you trivialize stuff, right? That is the hurtful part. There is a whole lot of things they can question JMD about. There's a whole lot of things that could hold his feet to the fire about. But was that he says, sir, that in a response to an answer, not a command, not, go tell the children, go throw it away, improv it, and somebody say, yes, sir. Not that. It's a question about, did you learn English in Liberia? And somehow people are being intentionally disingenuous, because I really don't want to believe that people don't understand that. I think it's an intentional thing. That's the sad part about it. Look, and I told people, the last few days, folks have been calling me, we'll be having this conversation. Let's just put it on the table. And in diplomatic circles, powers are not equally distributed. That is seen, Taylor said to our former President Bush, I talk about mutual reciprocity, that in the hay. I think the president, in his wisdom and his learning, understood the psychology of Donald Trump. He didn't come here to turn the White House meeting into a second Zelensky kind of meeting. He had a focus that he came for.
Okay.
So his argument was not to say, Donald Trump, you're wrong. In diplomatic circle, people refer to one another as Sir or Mr. President. The fact that Donald Trump chose not to do that doesn't mean that our president had to follow path and be a Zogo. So I really don't understand where the logic is coming from here. And these very same people that I posted on my page, these very same people that are arguing about this will go to a church house where they give somebody money to feed them and call that person daddy. But for Joseph Boakai to be respectful and call somebody sir is the argument. I don't get it. I think people skip a lot of classes. Maybe research was their best class period. I really think that, because I don't see a dare there. I don't see it.
And like I said, for me, it's 100%. It's not a surprise. Donald Trump always like chaotic situations. He always like to create some sort of drama. We saw that what happens with Zelensky. And I think with President Boyka, the manner in which it was handled, that's where the realist maturity comes into play. Because we saw how when Zelensky, the VP, and everybody kind of jumped, they all scrambled. So do you think, let's play in the minds. I've not had a chance to speak with any of the inner circles with the president and other people. But do you think the president perhaps maybe has something at the back of his mind, like, some kind of drama, whether it be he or any of the other presidents, some kind of drama might unfold during that meeting, and I must be prepared to handle it. But like I said, the president spoke in a specific tone that people have never talked about when he said, because knowing who Donald Trump is, Donald Trump just he said, Trump in his own word, that everything must be hallelujah, glory to him. But when he said, I support you, I appreciate you because you want to make America great again, you saw his everything just kind of roll up like that. Like, oh, wait a minute, who this guy here? Those are the kind of songs, those are the kind of things he likes to hear. Do you think President Boycott was kind of prepared for the unexpected, especially meeting a guy like Donald Trump? Because he doesn't care. I mean, whether you owe, you not owe, whether he doesn't care. Your mic is there.
Let's put it here. President Joseph Boakai came on this stage as one of 5 presidents selected from Africa. Now, mind you, this is in the backdrop of a president who has referred to the entire continent as, excuse the language, shithole continent. This is the president who has canceled USAID and most of America's funding outward and is focusing inward. Okay? This is the president who, by many accounts, has canceled a lot of, in fact, he put ban on African countries. So this is a man who canceled TPS for sub-Saharan African countries while airlifting white South Africans because there's a white genocide. So you have to have that in mind, right? And this particular person invites 5 countries, right, that are strategically placed. Don't forget Liberia's strategic location along the Atlantic coastline. And Liberia's use in the Cold War and its potential use to hurt China and everything else. Don't forget that it's playing out. He invites these people. President Boakai comes with a different mindset. His coming was not to come and be a Kasarali and say, give me. That's why when you listen to his presentation, he didn't say, our hospitals need this, our clinic needs this. He talked about a commercial partnership because he understood that Donald Trump's psychology. The psychology
it's a deal man. He likes to make deals.
The current psychology of the Trump administration is that America will not be giving nothing for free. It has to be a partnership. So if you even just follow the recent up and down in tariffs today, no tariffs tomorrow, tariff 1 month from now, tariff suspended 6 months from now, it's all these weird stuff. I'm not a fan of Donald Trump. But if President Bouaka is going to come on the stage and come to try to get something out of the current most powerful nation on earth. Mind you, Liberia just got elected to a non-permanency on the Security Council. We need to leverage that also. And so people are arguing here that somehow, because President Bouaka referred to a president as sir, the most powerful president, and by the way, the most recent head of NATO, even called him a daddy. Right? NATO, God is my daddy, right? And to be respectful and be cultural and say, sir, is the problem we have versus looking at what is the deal that we're making? How does that benefit Liberia? I think it trivializes stuff. But let's go beyond that because I'm an educator, right? I'll put this in space. That President Trump made that statement that you speak beautiful English. It's not unique to President Trump alone as an American. Let's be very fair about that. It is ignorant, but it's not new to President Trump alone. I have spoken at conventions of educators where folks come to me and say, how do you know how to speak English that well? Right? And I have had the comfort of being able to say, I spoke English coming out of Liberia. It's not a compliment. President Bouaka, that was not a place to make that correction. In fact, there was no need for a correction. There are a lot of Liberians, and these people are arguing here today. A lot of their children are born here in the United States. When they go to our public schools, we put them in ESL classes, English as a second language classes, right? And so I really don't get it. Yes, there are two things here. President Trump should have done his research, but it's not President Bouaka's place to be correcting at that stage. And let's just end it all up. So right? If I am President Trump, and I listened to the last president speaking, yes, CDC are coming for you, and I listened to weather, I would think that all Liberians spoke that way. So when I get the first president to speak, where I understand English and it's not a weather, I'll be thinking, where you learn in the English, you learn it from the Sakimo tree, and yes, I said it.
So who the weather?
The weather, we were not, and again, increased rice prices before the weather. They come up with that, sir.
Listen, all your politicians are always there. Okay, Mr. Collins, good evening. Welcome.
Good evening to the panel.
Yeah, thank you so much for your commitment here to this network. And I said that to you yesterday, even though you and your guy, whatever, that's okay. But yeah. But let's, I know I had the opportunity to discuss it. What is the general concept? Let's put you, and I know you guys are going to do that. I'm going to put liberals forcibly in this 1 year. I'm not sure what's going to be a reaction. Say if you was an opposition, what should have been their focus point outside of this here? What you think they should have maybe addressed? Is there anything you think the opposition should have make a political shot on this whole thing? Terry.
Say again?
I said, do you think this whole stuff ongoing here, is there any loophole that you think the opposition could have made a shot to score a political point? Or not?
Well, yes, the opposition always have loopholes, but they don't know where to pull. That's the problem. There are always loopholes. The opposition don't know how to pull the loopholes because they are not sophisticated to detect the errors. They run with trivial matters that have no connection with anything. The government makes a lot of mistakes most of the time, but they're not sophisticated enough to identify the error, highlight it, discuss it in a way that would turn the narrative in their favor. So I think those are some of the things that Unity Party will always win over them on unless the Liberian people begin to look for a sophisticated political institution and flock behind them. They will continue. United Party will always make themselves look very, very important in the eyes of CDC.
Okay, so let's bring Liberal into this conversation. Liberal, the whole thing is done. The president is back home. What should be our focus now? What should we be looking out for? I'm not going to be telling you here your mic is muted. If you don't want to be part of this show, I know you're feeling very uncomfortable here tonight. If you don't want to be part, that's okay.
Mr. So, I'm the board chair. I have to be here to monitor you. So I'm not going home. So let's get that straight. Let me say this here. The president is done. The president has come, done his job. He's going home to govern. And that's what he's going to do. Now, if I were the opposition, which I'm not, I think I would stop the baby stuff here. By you talking about anything here, the presidents and Unity Party, they honor the ground, dealing with you one by one. They're cutting your legs one by one. Samuel Twason a little to put ban on his travel. You're not going nowhere. You saw they put through the other people in jail the last time. Those people, they already scared to move. But the time 2029 come around, most of your outspoken person, they will all be snotty nose because they're just coming from a diaper. You will not get this intellectual that will be able to stand up. You're sitting there talking about the president said, Donald Trump said, where you learn your boat from? You're sitting down there. You're wait for the boat business. In the meantime, United Party and President Buckeye, they're here. They're going to make sure they will use the legal system against you, and you will not be able to put foot. None. What we used to do then. These are the kind of things that if I was opposition, I'll be worrying about. Listen to their protests that's supposed to be happening. They call you who planning protest, the law of the country. Then you say, I'm not seeing anybody. Who are you? You president? We will block you. I don't care whether you say I'm against your protest. No, I'm not. But you who going to organize, if the people call you, if the government say we need to talk to you, you have to listen. But you say, I'm not talking to nobody. You're not camping, you're running here. We will teach them and we will make them to learn sense. Now, Unity Party, especially the IG, don't give these people room to be able to say, oh, the government did this and then the government hurt us and what have you. No. These are the things I think the Minister of Information need to take to the podium right now. Say, Liberian people, you see what we're talking about? These people are planning protests and the government trying to assist for them to have a peaceful protest. Look what the man telling us. Throw it back in the Liberian people face and let the Liberian people know these people have no good intention. You do that one or two times, and these people will come to their senses.
No, but wait a minute. When you say what, no good intention because of protest, is that what you're saying?
You say no. Protest itself is good. There have been some.
Your generalization to the plan.
No. Don't make me to say. Don't tell me I generalize something. No, I would say I generalize. You don't come and say I generalize. I know what I'm talking about. The protest itself is good. There have been some misstep in this government that the people need to protest for the government to understand. I agree. You who going to organize, you are taking a responsibility of taking people, children in the street. And the government is saying, we're not against you. But come, let's talk that people, children, you taking the street. The government don't have to be there to say, even if the police say they stay home, what happens then if somebody from the other side of your clash, people's children start getting hurt? Who will be responsible? It's the government. So the government trying to say, come, let's talk. The protest itself is nothing. Let them protest. In fact, I will encourage President Buckeye people to prepare food for them, let them eat and drink and have a protest. Because most likely the same protest because certain thing is not right in the country, they need to talk about it. But at the same time, it is the responsibility of this government to protect every citizen of the Republic of Liberia, protester against or non-protester. They have to understand that.
So, Terry, let me just bring you into this here, and maybe we can do a step. We're going to come back to the protest. I listened to the two gentlemen's conversations, whether it was a debate, how it was arranged. I don't know all of the details, but that was something here. But yeah, the talker, they are people. They represent different group, individuals. Political party, everybody's trying to resurrect. 2020, the battle for 2029 is already in place. So let's have a conversation. Let me ask you, you had an opportunity to listen to that, to the two gentlemen, former Minister Doe and that of Colley?
You're talking about the former Minister Doe, if I had the opportunity to listen to his debate?
Whatever they have, whatever debate or whatever it was you had a chance to listen to?
We concluded that debate long time ago. The debate ended in 15 minutes. The man couldn't withstand Martin Colley. More to that, the man started attacking one of the moderators, which completely diminished his ability to hold the debate, which tells me his level of limitation. So, actually, I don't think that's an issue to discuss, actually, because it will way off the belt. The only disappointment I have in Liberian media, we watch other debates and they give analysis after the debate and they are honest to tell the viewers who won the debate. Unfortunately, I'm not seeing any report stating who won the debate. Even the debate with the debate with Martin Colley and 1212, OKFN have not come out to tell us who won the debate. I don't know. So they say they deal with the public. I don't know whether if they understand what a debate, an intellectual debate, looks like. But in my opinion, they should have given the public an overview of the points and some of the mistakes so people can learn, because this is a learning curve and you might have it again. So,
the reason I'm bringing this out, the reason I'm bringing my action category into welcome is deliberate. And I know the other day, the Labour tried to strangulate Moses for not talking and whatever happened. No. When we have a conversation, whatever we're talking, any other network has the right to talk about it, because it's all about national issue, whether we agree with it, we don't agree with it. The fact of the matter here, people listen to them. People, they claim to represent political institutions. They claim to represent the advocacy world. They claim to represent be there as a representation of an individual, so people listen to it. They're not talking about their personal home affairs. They're talking about a sovereign country. They're talking about a home. And I quite agree with you. So this is why these sort of things, when they are put in place, you need to have some sort of panel. You need to come up with a clear-cut maybe publications, information to the audience, because aftermath, the expectation will be there from the audience. If people want to, you don't just talk about it and walk and, without telling people who took the lead and on what basis one of them went over time, while the person was not answering questions. You have to give that in grade, because that's the essay. Unless if it is just for entertainment, okay, well then that's a different thing. But there is a complete waste of the time of the public. You need to talk on this thing here.
So that's just the whole debate are classified to be inconclusive, because up to now we hanging in the balance. We don't know who won the debate. Even OKFN, we don't know. Liberians are too sympathetic, even with intellectual discourse. Then you want to have an intellectual discourse. You want to have a debate, but you're sympathetic to tell the world who won the debate. Then why you even hosted the debate in the first place? The debate is inconclusive. All in America, across America, yeah, when people go for debate, they rate the debate and they give an overview and they tell you the points and who's leading the debate. But you can't have a debate and you tell who won the debate. Then why did you call us for a debate? To the border point, between Bomi and Lofa and Nima. But to the issue of what they were talking about, the protest, Molu is very careless, and he's trying to put these picking and race, they picking and life at risk. All right. I don't support the aspect of labor saying, you know, that all the people should go. Protest is protest. People can choose to protest anyhow they want. The government just only need, that's why I say Gregor Coleman need to say anything. Just guide the process and tell the position the police where you don't want people to cross. That's it. You cross there, you will be disciplined. But when you make it look like that, it seems like to say you have a hidden agenda. And this is what the opposition will want to take advantage of. Molu, the other day I was listening to him, he said something, he said that they would do citizen arrest on Gregor Coleman if Gregor Coleman break their protocol. You know, the man started raining threats. He was on one radio station, one station, I was listening to him on Facebook. He started raining threats on Gregor Coleman that they would do a citizen arrest and all that kind of thing. So I think they're trying to come in with some kind of a format. But if the police, the way the justice minister wrote that letter, I don't think that letter was precise. Let the people have the protest. All you need to do is build a buffer zone where you don't want them to cross. That's it. Don't tell them to come for hearing, come for talk. According to the Constitution, everybody have the right to exercise their legal rights where they want to go and where they want to protest. All you need to do as a security, provide a buffer zone to tell them that this other place or here and there, you can't come. Simple.
Okay, let's see. Let's bring Keto here. He just jumped in. Maybe he has the buffer zone and where that buffer zone going to be established. Keto, good evening. Welcome.
Yeah, thank you, brother. So, and it's happy to see you.
Yeah, we've been hitting on a variety of issues here. Perhaps you have something in your own agenda, but this issue of protestation and all of that, what have we learned? What have we achieved with this post? Where these people, what can always be the end results of these protestations? Any specific statement? Is this statement who receiving it? What is the outcome?
Well, before I even hit that question, I was driving and I heard his first conversation with the President Bouaga, Trump interaction, and the whole yeah. And for me, it's not a justification of anything here. I think Trump are being condescending and how I look at it, but it was not a big deal for me because Trump is who he is. I think the fact that surrogate from the Unity Party were trying to drag President Weah into this whole fries with looking at what Trump said as a courtesy, or how you call it, it's a courtesy comment to President Bouaga and President Weah and Trump, and when he just alluded to that, it was something like mockery now, and so it became a back and forth between seditions and the Unity Party surrogate. Unfortunately, it going international because now we see people in the region, even in America, are talking about it. So, I mean, for me, it's not a thing. The real issue here is President Bouaga lied to the Liberian people today. When he returned home, he lied. And I will not mince my words on it. He lied. He told the Liberian people when the journalist asked him a question concerning his speech at the Senate when he delivered his message, that they had a survey done. The Chinese did a survey of our natural resources, and the journalist asked a specific question, and he said he didn't say that. And the video are all around. Maybe the puppet is suffering from CRS, or maybe, I don't know, but he lied. Just tell the people, yes, I said anything, and I didn't want to tell Trump. Just say something different, but don't go and lie like that. Facebook lying. That was my problem.
Are you saying he's suffering from Christ coming soon? Is that what Christ coming soon?
CRS.
Yeah, Christ coming soon.
No, I know my interpretation for that. So
Christ coming somewhere.
So that's it.
Don't do the thing at CDC warehouse. We got other people who don't know what CRS is to tell us.
You can go to your tabula rasa affairs.
You see that? Tabula rasa everywhere. I can explain to you. If for your CDC warehouse, tabula rasa. So
no problem. Tabula rasa. You see the people that they want to distract me.
Okay, hold on one second.
Can I just go over?
Yeah, hold on one second.
So how can we count on you if we don't know what the term means?
We get a voice audience, the voice audience, people with different backgrounds. Some of these, every English word has its own term. When you use certain term, every English language has its own interpretation. When it's a biology, they will know when it's go this way. So what sort of is that a diagnosis of something? What is that?
Well, it's tabula rasa, Buccaneers conversation. You got to know at the end of my conversation. Everybody's speaking in context now. So let's just in still order.
Guys are the people causing problems for us.
Christ coming soon.
You strong.
Bagu, you strong. Christ coming soon. Anyway, let's move on.
Quick question right now, Christ coming soon. When Christ comes, you will go. You'll be saved.
So speaking about the protest, it's so disappointing because I saw a video of Gregor Coleman on a panel when Henry Costa were advocating for different protestation in the country. The Gregor Coleman, even the information minister, they talking about protests. Some of the guys were even saying we should do it now. They should remove the president. And the guys were strong in their propaganda when it comes to protests. Government can tell them where to go, where not to go. They will go do the protest. Today, because they see that protest was not good on Weah, it made President Weah unpopular, especially at the time where the economy was so bad. All right? So they are coming out to say we got to restrict this. Don't forget the Constitution provides that people can assemble peacefully and talk to the lawmakers.
Mr. So how many minutes you gonna give this guy?
Why you gonna restrict people? Why you gonna restrict people movement? Why are you gonna say that people should get certain permission from you to go where they want to go? The people, I agree, they have to go and express themselves. The people instead of going on violent protests, they're going to get lay their grievances to the people that represent them. And that way it's supposed to be that nobody should be posting threat. If a police director should be neutral in this whole thing to protect the process instead of being party or police director. All right, because the way he's doing it now is like he taking side with Unity Party. At the same time, you know what I'm saying, he won't be police director for Liberia. You police director for Liberia, not for Unity Party. The justice minister, I can understand he's appointed by the president, but y'all got to understand, you people did this thing here on the president. We are from the very first month. What?
The police director appointed by the president too?
The police director appointed by the president, but he does not work only for the president. He works for the Liberian people.
Now, just ask you a question, the justice minister, you can understand you are appointed. So
They're appointed. It's just like he works independent of the president. The president don't just go arrest. He gotta be neutral in the discharge of duty. But the way they carry it now is for me is alarming. I think they should give these people a chance to do what they have to do and let them get up the street after they do what they have to do. And it's gonna be okay. You came to power on the scene or protest. Protest brought Darius Dillon to power to the Senate. We saw that. It was protestation I brought out to the Senate. In fact, President, we are gay. I mean, the CDC gave even chance. The opposition gave a chance because CDC in the first 6 months there were protests all over the place.
Okay, Kata, let me hold you there. Sensei, does he have a point?
No.
I'm not.
Everything the man has said, he does not have the intellectual calisthenics or the wherewithal. So at this point, all the men say, I think it's just a bunch of what we call political and professional tabula rasa and buccaneers. Say Sauba. God damn it, Sauba.
So. Magu, you strong.
Amanda.
On a serious note, though. Look,
it's still a problem.
I'll continue. But let me say this.
I don't want to. So there were all of them, green, beer, and hair.
I don't want to touch the clown show that they were calling a debate. So I'm going to get past that. Because it's not a debate. I've taught high school. When we organize debates, there are topics, there are key guidelines, there's stuff you go on and you match and stuff. I've run in American elections before as a candidate. I've gone to debates, and debates are structured based on topics and issues that you discuss, right? So I'm not going to touch that.
And
but
let's
not forget that the antecedent for this debate, the reason the whole debate came out because of this. Our brother said that Lofa Kante and Niba Kante are touching. And then when they check in, he says St. John River dividing them, which were also wrong. So the man doubled down on something that is elementary geography. For me, I don't even see the reason why they went that far. Just owned up to it, you misspoke, kept passing, we all make mistakes, and nobody is infallible in education, in academia, right? Man, it was a mistake we don't pass.
Yeah,
I really didn't see
hold on one second. You still want to make your point. But the reason we are having these are national conversations. The two gentlemen they had, and it is a media institution host that. That burden also come on us. We as an institution, if we can, because that's what I wonder. I wonder whether there was a structure. And the reason for that, Martin laid down the point. Isaac had his own point. I am not sure whether, like you said, whether there was a specific guidelines, because he was very crystal clear. So I don't know how.
And that's the point I'm making here, right? There was no rubric. And so Isaac came with his game plan was to name call and just scatter everywhere. And Martin had his own game plan. So when two people are coming to the same exam, and you don't have a rubric on what's the right answer and what's the wrong answer, that's what Terry is saying. You can't find any one institution that will say who won or who didn't win, because the media institutions themselves did not do the Liberian people a favor to set up a space and set up criteria that they would have judged this, whatever that thing was, a panel discussion debate by. I don't understand it. I really don't get why it was even necessary to have that, right? If we're going to debate on geography or literature, which is the reason all these things came out, or we're going to debate on governance or on international politics or economics, then lay it out. And then folks can be able to follow. And that is why somebody came, and I even seen the other man saying, you want to debate it, man? On what? What we're debating on? What thing? Want to debate mathematics? Yeah, any kind will do calculus, right? And you can't just tell me you want to debate somebody now running to that. They say, yeah, they go debate like, I'm talking about because they call it head chicken. It doesn't make any sense, right? What are you trying to debate? Education, philosophy, pedagogy, mathematics, electrical engineering? That what we're talking about? Politics? Let me know. Look, on the other hand, about the protest, let me say this. I think the Justice Ministry is trying to make sure that folks don't go amok, because even in this country, I know my brother will own up to this, Keta, that there are protest routes. As somebody who has organized protests in this country, I organized many during the George Floyd situation, a lot. And we had to have protest routes, right? That so that the police can ensure our safety and also ensure that the rest of the population, their rights and their freedoms are not infringed upon. So me exercising my right to protest does not infringe upon or limit the rights of others. I think that was a reason they're trying to do this and bring in the Blood Council of Churches. For the longest time that I've known Liberia, every time there is a protest plan, there's always a conversation with those who are planning the protest. There always been conversation. But I would say this to Gregory Coleman and the rest of the people leaving the thing. CDC dying. Let the people come outside. Their president said they must go to, when we're bringing the people who are coming out of jail, they must go there, they must bring thousands of people. Ain't even quite tell the people show up. The poor can't even get speeches before we load and we get the cow situation to over, it was finished. Right? He, along with the 7 minus 6%, 1% coming, how do you get this? Let me say this. Why I can understand why CDC will be a little bit angry. I can even excuse it because they came close to winning if they were competitive. As a matter of fact, in round one, CDC had more votes than everybody else, but it didn't reach the constitutionally required plurality in order to be declared president. So I can get it. But for the other people, my man who say, they are with ANC, whatever, there were more invalid votes than your candidate got. Why are you still there? You couldn't even beat invalid votes, right? Was that even close? It's a contradiction. So for me, I will say this. when the VIP launch situation happened at the RIA, CDC said they were going to raise hell and high water. Blah. When they were planning on withdrawing the amount of EPS bodyguard that the president had, CDC said we got the man to do this. Blah. When how to call the man was being called, the senator was being called, how to call the guy, McGill. They said they were going to go there and everything. 10 people show up, right? And you can follow the plan. When the general who was arrested and became a POW, General Akaros Grace, will bring up thousands of people that were here and his 3 century and were outside. The CDC, I will tell you this July 19th protest will be worse than the retired suffering protest where the 3 Hebrew boys ate the money. Nothing will call it this. Do not give them a chance. Let them run in the street. There is nothing. The CDC would not be able to put over 5,000 people in the street for this protest. That's a guarantee. But they're looking for people to say, oh, we're coming out, but the police did this, the police did that. Let them come, sir.
Can you fact check? Can you fact check, Mr. Sisi? Please.
Let me go to Liberal and I will come.
Can you fact check him before you go to?
Yeah, what is the fact check? Go ahead, fact check me.
Chairman, then you're still talking.
No, you got to fact check him because it's a show of education.
Tell me now, what's the fact? Tell me what the fact check.
This is not a CDC protest. This is a stand protest, and it's a civil society movement. Thank you.
Okay, so here's the thing: CDC is in collaboration. They said it.
So
don't just own your own protest, bro.
Okay.
Not chicken soup, but we put a small salt and pepper inside. That's not the same thing, man. We'll talk counter, man. I beg you, man.
For you, I just don't even know because you don't have a party.
What is your question? Liberty Party is the party. Liberty Party USA.
Liberty Party now are you? So it's just a talk a lot. I'm gonna come to Keto with that.
No. We can't plan on kind of getting tonight. I haven't spoken yet.
Can you be
No, but why will you go back to the guy who just got through talking?
I didn't say that, and even if I want to say so, I am in charge. So if you provoke me, then I will go to him. I told you I will come to Keto to when you just bossing. This is the problem that we have in the country. You're just reactionary. Everything, that's the same thing the people want to go protest. They don't listen to people when people call them. Yeah, you want to stage your own protest right here. Should you want protest? Now, let me ask you, a liberal. You know, I've been monitoring what is really happening. Is CDC at the verge of dissolution? And the reason I'm asking this question is, as the major opposition party that just went down in their first term, you got to be strategic in getting certain things done. I don't know whether they have changed. I'm not seeing the change in strategy as to how to approach in order for people to have a second thought. And that is also coming from their political leader in terms of whether he's talking, whether he's saying something, whether it was a cow issue, this or that. Because when you slip, or when you went in a race, or you participated in a contest, and for whatever reason it didn't go that well, and you have the intention to come back, there must be some things that you will begin to think maturely, your decision making, your approach to national issue, how you go about. I am not, probably my glasses is not doing me well, but I'm not seeing that much out of the former president, because if you remove him from the scene right now, I don't know who they're going to bring. It's the same way where you did ANC. When you move Alice Kumi, nobody. It is because these institutions, they have sent all along the NDPL, Action Party, all of that. They don't build it for longevity in the sense that Sese is the head of removing what the Omeni against there. They probably from Bon County.
Zazankawa.
Removing Zazakawa.
If I'm Basa, not from Bon County.
If I hear myself got a debate plan, I want debates around Goa. It will be strategic. It will be focused. We're doing Goa debate.
What kind of debate?
Goaology.
But anyway, Mr. So, I got your
Yeah,
point.
let me speak.
let me
And
say
that
this.
other CDC that goes to Unity Party as well.
I got your point. But
Is there a long strategy?
I think that's how we that he will win that debate.
Thank you, Mr. Let me say this here on a very serious note. First of all, I want to welcome Archibald Archibald Mo Frederick, who's joining us here. Thank you, sir. We appreciate you gracing our platform here again tonight. Thank you very much.
He's not your fan. Forget about him. He's not your fan. You don't forget it. Don't be looking for people around who doesn't.
And don't correct me. Tell you own.
You right there. I feel sorry for you.
You are fact checking me.
Yeah, man. You right there in Connecticut. And you know how many submarines go up behind your shoulder every day. You sitting there, Trump coming for you. No, but on a very serious note, Mr. So, on a very serious note, CDC and the opposition, it's you know, sometimes we sit here and we talk, but there have been some sad.
You know, there's a new political party in the making. You will hear that song.
Cash money comes.
Who money they getting ready to eat again?
Cash money comes.
Now who money they getting ready to eat again?
Well, see, there was no announcing.
Okay. LPR man, I'll catch you at Mount no kind of people.
Why you can't catch you? You will catch you somewhere. Why you can't catch you? Don't even go there.
Okay, all right. That's another topic. But no, on a very serious note. You know, sometimes we come out here, we make jokes and we laugh and think, but there have been some sad things in our Liberian political history. The death of Madam Nyombla is a very, very big blow to CDC. That lady, that's a big blow to CDC. And since then, there have never been somebody to try to put CDC together to get to a level that when they talk, people will listen and people will respect exactly what they're saying. They're going downhill. I'll give you another example. Quite recently, when the yellow machine basically died down, then it came back up before the vice president went to China. Unity Party and that what's it called? Yellow machine put Unity Party on their back foot. They didn't know how to respond, what to do. CDC was on it. Unity Party said, okay, we know what to do. They went and revised the assets recovery team. They grabbed the people some money. The butler for President Baka, remember, be carrying a suitcase here and there. Yeah, the suitcase, they have to say hi. They carrying the suitcase and they grab him. Blue in jail. When was the last time he ain't on it? Because before then he used to call radio show and thing. He didn't say anything again. Unity Party is playing a strategic game here, to be honest with you. Before the election, Unity Party will want to make sure all of these people that are within CDC that are able to defend President Weah makes deal. They will target them one by one. Legally. They will not do any kind of thing that will be illegal. Legally. You go to court, you will have to spend money. And here's the interesting thing. When you're in court, the lawyer will tell you, don't say too many things here, because the people will use it against us. That's one way to shut you down. And the people, the CDC and the people refuse to recognize that. Mr. So, what they're doing now, CDC, this protest, like Sister correctly stated, it's going to be one of those things that will disgrace them and put them back under in their hall of no power. There's no reason to have a protest, but it's your right. You can protest. And I'm begging, as Sister correctly stated, begging the IG and his people, guide them. Make sure any place you got bank, you got the bank, because they're public interest. Anywhere they feel want to make that, you make sure you separate them. But let them go. If they want to march from Fiamma all the way to Jabatan. I only 2 million. That's no problem. If they want to march from Fiacta all the way to Looking Town, let them do it. It's raining anyway. The whole city is flooded. If these people can't recognize these things and talk about the flooding problem in Liberia against this government, and they want to go and protest, what are they going to talk about? Nothing. Nothing. You as an opposition, from my perspective, you look at those things that the government is supposed to do, and some of the things the government is not doing. You guys have a press conference daily if you want to do it, but don't bring the tabula rasa guy over. Don't bring the South business. You do that, you say, oh, CDC bike at your game again. So all of your good talking point, bike, oh, CDC, we know who they are, man. And you know, the party will continue to brand you, and you will be useless.
Thank you.
Let's bring it on. And the sad thing, lastly, the sad thing is, those people like the Walter Carter and the rest of the people that are still hanging on for President we are, and these people are educated. I feel bad for them. I feel sorry for them. I feel very, very bad for them because they know exactly what they're doing.
Keep your sympathy to yourself.
Okay. I will, but I'm entitled to express it. I feel bad for you because y'all know you're on the wrong side of history.
Okay,
President Baka will come by and slap you guys again. And there's nothing you can do.
Can you put a liberal on here?
No. Why you want to tell him? Put me on here. I don't care.
So, Keto,
let me leave you alone.
Keto, I know they talk on a lot of things, but let me just ask you this question as a strong supporter of President Weah. Do you think, I don't know whether he had made an official declaration or is just meant to put the ruling party on edge in terms of checking in. Do you think he, as a former president, maybe just on the surface without us knowing the in-depth, we're hearing some say he will contest, he was not contest, whatever the situation. But do you think he's doing enough to indicate, to suggest that yes, George Weah will seek the presidency again? Is he doing enough? Is he showing any sign that Liberian people will say, yes, this guy going to be contesting?
I don't know what you mean enough. And President Weah as an opposition, so I don't know what context you are referring to.
It's just not on the oppositions. What I do know in other countries and other places, even if you're a former president and there's intentions of contesting, at times you address major national issues. I'm not sure whether he has faced the microphones to serve as an indicator that yes, indeed, he's going to be coming back in the race. Has he spoken out publicly? Has he put up some sort of policy statement? We all human beings, no one is infallible. Has he expressed any remorse for whatever went wrong in his government, in that people will be able to give him a second chance? Has he done that?
Well, the president did it on several occasions. He spoke out. He said the party would determine whether he would be coming back. And because CDC is a party of a Democratic party, if they desire that he be the stand-up bearer at the time of election, he's going to come back. He's going to go. Secondly, the president also expressed bad governance in the country. He has been engaged with foreign leaders outside of the country, in the country, and it shows that he's ready. And come 2029, he will be prepared to run. What can he do actually as a opposition leader right now? Now in the country, we're still experiencing a little fragility when it comes to our peace. Don't forget. Yeah, our peace is still fragile. All right. So this president is being very, very measured and very calculated in how he come out to talk to issues. Now, just imagine how jittery these unity parties surrogate, even the government is. Then having the protests that being endorsed by the student of the University of Liberia, other small political groupings or civil society grouping, and they are shaking in the pants to the extent where the police director is confused, making threatening statement to peaceful citizens, and want to have conference with them, going to council of churches, and you say the protest is going to be. If the protest is nothing, then why you just don't sit down and relax, let people come in the street? Why are you trying to engage the different public or civil groupings to come together and have a dialogue? Why are you engaging it? Let them go on the street and have the protest. Like sister say, that will be like 2 men, 3 men that will move, and then they will move up. But this protest is significant. It's very significant to this government, against this government. So they are trying everything to make this protest.
So, okay, quickly here, we got to hold people responsible of what they say.
Yes.
You say significant in what context? Would that determine the resurfacing of President Weah? And if, on the other end, on the flip side, if it doesn't, what it means for the opposition?
Weah does not need protest to validate his coming back to power. The indicators are clear. Go on the streets, go ask the people. The indicators are there. What is happening is the people are aggrieved of the manner in which, and this is not sedition thing. This is Liberian people thing. When you carry the microphone to Liberians, they tell you, say, I voted Unity Party, I voted Joseph Boakai. But the things Joseph Boakai government doing is bad. Breaking people's homes, moving motorcyclists from the streets, and all these things. They happen in the cost of living increase, prices increase, and the people not even making money. This is not CDC doing it. What a name, or Spoon, or a supporter of Joseph Boakai sent journalists on the street. So the people are saying, look, we are tired. We want the government to address our plight. Stan is coming out. And then people tying it around, and we know the propaganda. They're tying it around the neck of CDC. Have you ever heard George Weah come out say we are going to protest? No, he ain't come out and say we're protesting. That's not his role. It does not validate him to be who he is or who he's going to be 2029. George Weah has a serious base. He has a stick in our society. George Weah won he won the first round of election, and since he said it. It didn't reach to the 50+1, but he beat Unity Party the first round in the election. So he still has a big portion of our society.
Let me take this call here quickly here. Caller Breakable is on the line. What are we about to break this evening?
I'm going to break. I'm going to break you. You don't want to. I need to get about what I share topic. So we are thankful. It are Cesar and Terry and our old man. And I need to say. But you don't want to get away. Mr. So.
I don't want here problem with
Mr. So. Let me talk low. Mr. So,
let me see what talk low.
This thing that I want to start sharing here because I know you to be really neutral person.
So
when last have you seen President Weah protest? And when last have you seen President Weah go after team opposed against him? Mommy don't keep more air and say those things, or even when they get cow. The woman says you want a cow. Do you want for President Weah to come by again and say, oh, mommy don't say you want a cow, I beg you want a cow. You said on the show that what Tabatala went on. Did you ever discuss it on the show? No, they. Because Tabatala or community, it has to be discussing. I support him for that one. Do you expect President Weah to come and say, oh, mommy don't say you want a cow, I beg mommy do. That way you want to say, and you say, oh, why President talk? And then he said again, the man lost the election, and after you want to come again, you should say, oh, I made mistake, the mistake I made, I beg you, forgive me, I come now. Look, Mr. So, I'm not expecting for you. John don't want election. Ghana president don't want election. People want election. And now why is the people looking at to pull you back? And now why you going to say, oh, I did anything, I do want. Those things will be done during the capital time. But now you say, I made mistake, I'll beg you sorry. So what you want to say? And you know, President, we are never going to see protest land. Never. The Baka, the full support, Baka or see protest. All the protest, Baka or in the protest. What is your head? What's your head? For Baka, entering all the protests. All the protests. The next get on the stage. All naked on the stage, insulting President, they clapping for him. When the go on the stage, Baka can go there. Is this any comment? In less than 6 months, it's our protest in President regime. Less than 6 months. The Jews protest was 1 year and 6 months.
So let me ask you, do you think because of that is why they are stationing this other protest as well? Because of
no, No, Mr. So, let me fair. We already lie our president. We are Mr. So, the president, he is regime. Do you see the calamity I have in the country? The whole country will stand still for months. Whole country stand still for months. Is that the president? The country
So why have we only on a monthly to go out for working for 43 days?
But take it speaker for the constitution. But make it when the whole sphere when the whole work for nothing, none of that things caught up.
Okay, thank you. Let me pick. Thank you. Let me pick up the other call.
Going for debate.
Okay, thank you so much. Let me pick up the other call here quickly so that everybody will have their voice into this conversation. Aaron, good evening.
How you doing, Mr. So?
Good. Let's hear you quickly. What's your version? What's your side?
I just woke up from bed. I'm off today, but I just woke up from bed. I heard you guys discussing about the protests and things like that. I didn't follow the show from the beginning, but the little bit that I heard, I'm just surprised to hear you, Mr. Soul, say, the protests. The people stationing the protest. People station the protest because they want President we have to come back to power.
CDC.
Something to do with the protest.
No, that's not what I said, though. But I go ahead and make a statement.
It was a question he asked.
No, now what he said, he exactly said that.
Now what he said, we heard it.
No, Mr. So asked a question.
That's exactly what Mr. So said.
We all heard it.
We heard it.
What was
the question? Big propagandists. Look at them.
These are people that are having these are people that are giving problem for us because they are so politically driven in their own world. So they think they're going to come muddy the water here and think, yeah. You're going
But yeah, Mr. So what I wanted to say is this. I see, the Unity Party surrogates running around saying, oh, it's too soon. Some of them saying, oh, we should give the government chance. It's not time for protests and stuff like that. That's been very, very disingenuous for the Liberian people. The enough is enough protests. It's not something about CDC. Okay? There's a lot of things happening in Liberia that you spoke about. Mr. Toll sometimes speak about, but not all the time. But, the people seeing what's happening. Like Kato said, people losing their job. The exchange rate, they keep going up high and high. And the old man, just exhibited things that people have been saying a long time ago that the old man sometimes, he doesn't know what he be saying. The old man came to the airport today and said he didn't say comprehensive. And even Spoon, his own network, one of the networks that brought him to power, played his speech, his sona, and he said, comprehensive. So, all these things that people are looking at, the people not coming outside because they want for president, we have to come back to power. Only God can determine that. Okay? When we get to that bridge, we will cross it. When the Liberian people get to that bridge, they will cross it as well. I will not be in Liberia to be voted, but the people who there, they will cross that bridge when they get there. They will know what is better for them. So, we shouldn't worry about president, we are coming to power. We should worry about all the things that this government is doing. Everything within the first 1 year, 6 months. Okay. Are they living up to expectation? Are they doing what they said they were going to do?
All right.
No. That's the reason why the people coming out. Okay. All these things they're doing, they're talking about, protest not enough, or people shouldn't protest today. They behind the closed door, they're begging. They're begging like crazy.
Well,
but these guys don't come on the street. Because these guys come on the street, I mean, it would be a whole different situation for them. Who told you the government can do better?
So
this government can do better.
So
Aaron,
let me ask you.
Yeah.
I know I saw the image or the video of the youth wing. Is it the same as the executive wing of the main opposition that approved or joining rank with this protester or so with stand? Is that the same or that just an auxiliary? I just want to know.
The CDC youth wing is an auxiliary of the party.
So is that a party decision or they are doing it on their own? Do you know?
I don't think it's the party that sent them out there to do it. You know, I think President Weah saw and he left the country. You know, he wanted to be in the country for these things.
So wait a minute. You see, you know, this is what I'm talking about. If it is the auxiliary of the party, so is the auxiliary is here a tournament group besides the party that? So are you saying is that the reason the president left the country?
Yes, so me.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying from my own opinion. I think these are some of the things that he looked at and say, okay, let me leave the country for, you know, before the people have this protest, because I don't want people to kind of paint this stuff on me. Because people think, you know, President Weah, you know, is sitting behind closed door and pushing people to do stuff. No, he's not doing that. He's not doing that.
Okay. Thank you so much.
He's not doing that. And lastly, before I close, Mr. To, their government, right? Mr. So, rather than Mr. To. This government can do better, okay? The only way they will do better, they need to stop lying and speaking the truth. If they start speaking the truth, they will not get caught up in lies or get each up with their things that they're bringing out. They can do better, but let them get away from the lies. And when something is white, let them come on and say, look, this thing is white. We never thought it was going to be white, but we apologize. We'll make it black tomorrow. You know, just like that.
How many times you apologize when you're steady?
That's not a lie.
And their lies keep catching up with them.
Thank you so much.
Let me close with that, sir.
All right.
Thank you.
Okay,
That's not a lie, Reverend Terry.
Clarence, just make your call to make your point. I don't want you and Liberal to have a party that I want to let me call Clarence quickly. You will be the last caller. Then
my God, you couldn't call Clarence?
The second one, there are few people conscience is buried under it. He's got to dig it up.
Clarence, okay, we already it's
no comments, is there? No comment.
Please leave your message for two.
Okay, Clarence, if you can call back down.
Now, Trump, I said, and you saw it.
No comment.
Okay, guys, pretty well. We are about to go. Let's see here. I want to move this number. No, okay, let Clarence call it back. Hello, Clarence.
Hey, Mr. Sir, how you doing?
Good. How are you? Let's hear you quickly.
I'm doing pretty good. The Liberal highs tonight.
Am I doing good over the Liberal tonight?
Oh no, you try your best, but not compared to what Liberal can do in this show.
Oh, okay. I think.
In what way? I say in what way?
My time finish, okay? Tomorrow you come by when I do my. Okay, let's hear you.
Thank you for the show. You know, the talking point tonight to me is very important because looking at the country and the men who organize the protest, you don't want to listen to the government. I think it's a good sign. And one of the good things I saw today, I think yesterday was the Tiamun Gongo said that he's not pleased with the organizer of the protest. I think it's a good thing because if CDC or whatsoever opposition political party want to use a social or civil society group and get me to disrupt the peace in the country, I don't think it will be fair to the country. And the protesters, when you already begin, the those who are not protesting too, you already begin to that same place. So if the Justice Minister is calling for you to show them the route that you will use, he said that you cannot go there. To me, they may have something under their sleeve. And my second point here, I heard Kata saying that CDC You know, United Party dismissed people from the government. When CDC took over, United Party doing it in an honorable way. They were forcing people from the offices. They were kicking people out. Even the president now dismissed them, but the party, the official, the CDC were forcing people out of offices in Nigeria. We saw it live. So the mentality that they had that CDC has a particular getting about when they get a human deposit, they get in a 2029 election count that they were using, then they'll come to power. Then they erase that and they're thinking faculty. The Southeast have been a stronghold of CDC, but 2029, Babu will divide it will divide Southeast with CDC 50-50. They are not looking at all of these things. And before 2029, we were keeping people basic in court. And many of them will not be having a chance to get there to say they are going to the election. So if you see that United Party just said it now, and look at the care that you people causing the country, the way I look at the country, that we let it go free before 2029, 2027, 2028, we will keep people basic in the court. While people going to the court at the same time getting there, we'll be becoming the development in the country. Thank you for the show, Mr. So.
So is that a witch hunt? You say political witch hunt? Is that what you're talking about?
No, it's not a political witch hunt. What I'm trying to say here, Mr. So, they continue to come up from the onset, I think from the beginning of the year, many of them continue to say the government or continue to say that the people look at the country, they do it. Why they can't get in the court? When the government begins taking the people to court, what they end up saying? That was a witch hunt.
Okay. I just
These are the people with the money the people store in the country. It's about country money, Mr. So if the government is fighting to bring the money back, I don't think it's a witch hunt.
Okay. All right. Just asking. Okay. Thank you so much. Okay, guys. What a fascinating conversation here. But a lot has been thrown at Kepta indirectly because his party or name was called multiple times. So let me go to the Reverend as we about to.
You just want to make up for the man because your CDC people are against you tonight. So it's okay, y'all go have your kumbaya later on.
No comment. Don't even listen to him. Just go ahead, do your thing.
You're looking for attention. I'm not gonna do it. let them go ahead and get their support. But Terry, try on a serious note. The president has returned home. What is your own expectation? What should we be looking up to see? What next? Are there other things that were discussed off camera that we don't know about? Hopefully the government will unveil that. What are you hoping to hear?
Well, I'm hoping to see Samuel Twe case adjudicated. You know, I'm also hoping for people to be fired. People that their hands are in the cookie jar. I'm hoping for more suspension. I'm hoping for a speedy trial for those that have been allegedly accused of corruption in the government of the president, because those are some of the indicators that Donald Trump will be watching for. I'm hoping to see that the president is able to take drastic action on government officials for not doing the job adequately, and the fight against corruption continuing to persist. We will not be like CDC. We fail to be like CDC. And they can blabber all day long. They can say whatever they want. As it stands, JMB leads on international stage. The former president flunked bigly, and we have chosen to correct those mistakes, thereby restoring Liberia on the world stage as a country respectable and recognized. The president have done his part. It's up to the Liberian people now to do theirs. I hope to see great things. Now, the president today did not say that he did not say comprehensive. The president said there were two, we have 15 counties. The Chinese were able to survey 2 counties out of 15. All right. you can't tie the president to what he needs to Stanton Waterspoon, cut AI propaganda theory, and compel him in that laid box. Because comprehensive could vary. Comprehensive could mean the president is talking about 2 counties have been comprehensively surveyed. I don't know what else is on it. So the man said it. The president made that correction today. Now I don't know if politicians will take it and run with it and all that kind of thing. But here is the kicker here. We were talking to something the other day about Chinese people.
We already are time.
This is a sign that the Chinese are leaving the place.
Okay.
And if you notice, when Judah J asked the question when you notice Judah J asked the question, the people were vexed. He was angry when you brought Chinese people. When you brought the Chinese people, the people were vexed. Go back, go look at that video. The old man was very, a physical expression changed. Then he said,
I see you say morphology, physical morphology changed.
So Chinese people, we sorry, the old man telling you, you're getting out. We want the white people to
thank you so much. Let me go to let me go to you. Let's do it 1 minute, 30 seconds. Let's keep it straight to the point.
Thank you. You see, the good book said thou shalt not lie. And I think the Reverend just fall in line with the president, his leader, the man he support, because he just told another lie. Yeah. Look, it's good sometimes to say the president misspoke instead of saying the president did not say. The president categorically said in the at the summit that Liberia, it was everything the how they call it, the Chinese did a comprehensive analysis of our natural resources and everything, right? And then when they're asking the question, he said he didn't say that. There's a video to show it, and now I Spoon show it over and again. He misspoke. Just say he misspoke, or he forgot. Like I said, he saw him from CRS, and you will get to know the definition later on. And sometimes it happens like that. And when we get, you gotta be old to be in that situation. So now you can be young. My mom used to say, absent-minded. You put something somewhere, you forget. You don't even know where you put it. You walking all around. Just like call it chicken. It right there in front of you. So the probably forgot, but he said it, and that's something that kind of said that people lie on him. He said it, he lied, he misspoke. He misspoke, and that was it, right? So I ain't falling your trauma. He misspoke. So, but this the situation of our country here is so particularly bad at this point. When the very party, when they were in opposition, the very things they did to bring them to power, opposing the same thing they did to bring them to power, I find it troubling. All of the propaganda, the lies they told to bring them to power, the strategy they used to bring them to power, now they are stepping on it. They consider that at the time it was democratic principles. Today, they are trying to step on it, and I think it's sad. I think the police director should leave the people alone. Let them do their protest. My brother, Liberian man protest. Soon they crack this brush, it finished. I think going on the mattress. The people going back to their normal eating dry rare and complaining. So the whole thing would be determined 2029. The protest will not determine anything. President Weah does not need protest to validate his popularity, his bid for presidency. He does not need that. He already has it. The economy telling, except where Mr. President Bouaka will turn this whole thing around for Liberian people's life to improve, it's a game over for him. When President or Weah is coming back. Except you guys can bring something that Liberian people are ready to maybe Terra Gonglo. I don't know how we can bring him back. They got a broom, they can bring double broom now with the handle and all. I don't know.
All broom straw finish,
Thank you so much. Okay, Mr. Goya, let's hear you before we go, and then
don't mind. Our broom straw finish. Tell me for you.
I know why you're gonna say messy the broom now, man. Now everything gone, it's not gone.
There are two places in our country. As you ship your broom straw, just move for inside. Our broom straw finish. Look, You see, that's distracting me. And Keto did that on purpose. But no, let me say this. let me say this. I didn't really want to focus on the protest, but since my brother, the brothers call and then they men focus on the protest, let me end on the protest. Very cool, man. Y'all getting people the file then chance to go protest. But for the CDC to see their shadow and they're walking away now because they know what happened when Joe Weah said thousands of people should come out and go to Monroe Central Prison to avoid those people coming out. And so only 10 people show up. And then when they went to the CDC compound, there were less than 100 people. They know that this is going to be a flop. And so they're walking it back. How can the youth league, the revolutionary youth league of the mighty CDC, endorse a protest and you say that another CDC endorsing it? How can Jefferson Tamakoji endorse a protest and you say that another CDC endorsing it? They're talking about Joe Weah left the country because he doesn't want to be about a protest. Joe Weah only left the country whenever CDC is doing something because CDC is a flop. Remember the comeback, to the lay back, to the kickback, to the go back, to the comeback protest that he had when he phoned in his speech? You remember that? Right? Because he knew that was going to be a flop, and it was a flop. So George Weah is leaving because he knows it's going to be a flop. Both he and Cummings organized a coming together that they were going to use as a Steve Biko movement. People are going to come out of prison. They're going to be raising arms in the air. They're going to come out. What happened? Return and rejected cows took over the whole thing. At the end of the day, only 10 people show up. Right? So when they talk about that, it is people who are bringing this thing up, but we are coming 2029. Samuel Twe, in his most recent speech, when he talked about giving $4 million extra, by the way, they didn't arrest him for that, out of the budget to NEC, he talked about we are coming back in 2029. There's been a whole propaganda from the CDC about we are returning. Sadly, we say this to them again, just like they believe the last time they say when Bio in Sierra Leone won was an indicator that George Weah was going to come back and nothing happened. Now they're leaning on the fact that Trump came back, that they will come back too. And they had that math field them where Calasco, they were doing mathematics and sending it out, and it was a contradiction. It will be the same way. Weah is leaving the country because this protest will be a flop. And I can tell anybody that this protest turned out will be worse than the retired suffering rally where the 3 Hebrew boys ate the money. You can take that to Akara Spray Bank and cash it because no money inside.
Okay. Deliverer.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Mr.
I go to Nepal, it will not be easy on you.
Mr. So I just sometimes when I listen to these people and how serious they are about President Weah returning to power, you would think that when they're making these statements, they would say only if CDC want President Weah to come back, they need to clean house completely and start all over. You think that Liberia? Let me say this again: the vote for President that brought President Baka to power. It was not a vote for President Baka; it was vote against. And you think these people have forgotten what CDC is doing right now for the people to forget? What are some of the things CDC is doing right now for the people to forget? Nothing. The houses that was built, for which Liberian people were so angry, are still standing. No apologies, no explanation. You think the people honor President Weah, people that were sanctioned, because you think because the people were able to win election, now you think that people will forget? No. CDC, first of all, need to clean house and get all those tabula rasa people around there, sit down, let them sit down one side and bring in new, fresh blood into your stuff. You got people who said Nimakande and Lufakande got common border. They are educated, but because of their love for President Weah, they don't even consider their own education. They just talk, blah 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 blah. How President Weah gonna come back to power when the people voted against him? Not for the other opposition. They voted against him and his policy. What is he saying to the Liberian people now that we are going to change course? These are some of the reasons. You got Samuel to naming people. Oh, y'all go to war food program. They don't want your money. That the play you sending us when you were there. Why you send us there? That now you sending us there. That the kind of thing that people will forget and say, y'all bring the people back.
And just to finish, Lebron, so they can understand. Julie Andy finished crossing the road today with no release. So the cultural ambassador. Oh yeah, the cultural ambassador.
I mean,
Samuel Twelve on public TV telling the world how he gave election commission 4 million.
You know, that was my question. The question we're asking, it was deliberate. These were some of the surroundings I was looking at because
they don't see it. They will not come out.
Anybody, people should be willing to make a change to give people a different dimension to say, okay, I think this things is happening. But I mean, every society, not just only way, CDC. And that's what that was the essence of that.
Let me say this. So the Labour is saying that the president will break all the houses he built down so that people can reconsider his knowledge.
The houses are standing, you're not gonna demolish them.
So you can
say something about it.
I'm sorry for being honest.
Yeah, is the thing. Usually, even with Helen Johnson Sirleaf, there were a lot of things. When you leave office as a former president, when you are there are certain things you can't say, there are certain things you can't talk. But when you leave, there must be some sort of memoir that people will have a reflection, things that maybe were said wrong later, you might be able to speak about it. But if it just remains silent like that, then who's that?
He said it. He said that his presidency. That they go down the sea. Complete propaganda. You see,
Mr. So let me say this here before I leave. Here's what's going to happen. Prediction, speculation. I'm the best on this platform. President Baka and his people will turn this thing around. President Baka, especially now that he is coming from Donald Trump visit.
Oh my God.
The pressure is going to be on him because President Baka is quite aware of Donald Trump and who he is. If President Baka wants serious business to be done in that country, not only the Chinese going to go, but those corrupt people, they must be prosecuted. And here's the thing that I'm going to predict. President Weah, in order to show to the Unity Party that he's serious, he will start throwing CDC people there in jail one by one. You'll watch and see.
So what happened with the overlapping breach, the overlapping
what happened to that?
What gonna happen there? The one
how do you call it, overpass?
Yeah, what happened?
Excuse me. It's still there.
Is it gonna be continued?
But what place
you're making me talking too much now. Good night, Mr. So today Friday.
That person that the man 10 years over here, the man still got years in office. So he asking about it. We should be asking about the Bali Island and the health school. We should be asking about the health party.
Terry said the Chinese people leaving now. The party fair with the Chinese.
Somebody else can be there when they leave.
Okay, let's see if the American will come.
Engineers can always take over and build from where.
You see one thing. Your propaganda. You can flip flop on your propaganda.
When the flip flop, another engineer can build from where one engineer started.
The people are popular. Where told the Chinese.
You better go build the Bali Island and the hair factory.
Your good night.
Good night, Mr. So. You didn't win tonight.
No, we won. We won.
Where's
Three to one.
Where they won?
Three to one.
The key after him. I feel bad for you tonight.
Look at the whole world is looking at. Yes, sir.
That's what we do here. We don't sanction.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Slave mentality, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Slave mentality, yes, sir.
Y'all come here begging in the middle of watch football game. Right? Now, all the boys, let me go play with dog. I will come and put a video outside.
We get NSA. Hey, get NSA billing for that business. We get NSA billing.
For not watching football game,
we get NSA billing.
And then from there, that the man they want to bring back.
I feel you, man.
The karate hero that one you want.
I would say I want CRS be in the chat in our comment.
Are you saying that function you?
The function you enjoy here, Carrasco going like that.
All right, guys.
We don't have to campaign. All we do is just release.
You don't have to campaign.
All right. Yeah, good night.
Yeah, good night.
Good night.
You liberal. You are every time the goat. You run that way. That a year was good. Okay, folks. I thank you so much for the time. Tomorrow, well, no, not tomorrow. Friday, but tomorrow I'm going to be having my boy will be his graduation party. So tomorrow is strictly Saturday social night. No Liberia headache, no Tabata. So we'll see you guys Sunday with examiner right here. But I believe, yeah, Liberal, we're going to be here Sunday. Tomorrow we're going to have a time with the family to have a pleasant evening. Bye-bye.
Yeah.